Yo, let's read this. Okay, so announcement, transparency and explanation. Statement on recent allegations. Recently, concerns have been raised about a file shared through multiple syncing plugins that has been described as malware. I want to address this directly, clearly, and transparently. First and more importantly, these actions were my own and the Lightless team was not involved. The file was not malware, did not contain executable code, and posed no risk of harm to anyone's computer or game. At worst, it could trigger a false antivirus warning or cause a game crash, similar to how animation mods behave. It was never capable of installing, running, or executing malicious software. Penumbra prevents the use of files that execute code already. The purpose of the file was to demonstrate that removing certain checks from the original project's code was a bad idea. So he did it as a test. It was created as a harmless, test file that would trigger an antivirus alert on purpose. Nothing more. This was not a targeted attack against anyone, nor an attempt to spread malicious software to one's service or another. That said, I recognize that the decision to use this approach was a mistake. Okay, why didn't he just tell people? Wait, he is completely incorrect. The thing that was removed from the code of player sync, the one that he got the fire through, remove code that hid files from antivirus software. Okay. Even though the file was harmless, the options are poor, and I regret handling the situation this way. There were better, more constructive methods to make the same point. Okay. For the sake of transparency, I am open to provide additional details. My DMs remain open for anyone who would like to discuss or clarify further or would like a copy of the file in question. To the community, I take these concerns seriously. I will handle similar situations differently in the future and will continue working in good faith to maintain trust. Below this, I will provide additional details which are relevant to the above. There were no attempts to contact myself or the developers of Lightless by the developers of other forks regarding this issue. Okay, so he's saying no one reached out to him. Okay. It is my understanding that several conversations between the other major fork developers and the developers of one of the main plugins took place previously on this topic. The situation was explained to them and also explained that the file was not harmful to people using syncing plugins. The main plugin developer also explained to these developers that it was not possible for model files to be executed by the game and any real harm is not possible. The most anyone could achieve is a false positive warning or at most crash a game like animation mods could. From that information, we thought that this situation was done and resolved. This does not seem to be the case. I want to release the full conversations relevant to the situation in good faith and to respect the privacy of the involved parties. I've reached out to these for permission to release these conversations and have not obtained the permission to do so at the time of posting. TLDR, in short, all it would do is pop a notification on the system where you will be informed that a file was potentially dangerous in quarantine and was not harmful to anyone. Like, okay, my question is, why? Trying to prove the software is unsafe. What is this? Penumbra dev. Oh. What has happened? A bunch of people came together and talked about a measure Mayor had implemented to alleviate some overeager AV to trigger on the temporary files Mayor writes. If it ain't about Splatoon, I don't know. The most other forks had ripped out the Mayor code. Dude, I don't even know what a fork is. Like a fork? Like a spoon, bro? I don't even know what that fuck that is, man. Like a fork in the road? This escalated a bit and ultimately led to them engineering a model file that could read without issue, that contained a signature that would trip up. Oh, AV's antivirus. Okay. And a star machine. Leo from Lightless is a private person actively wearing this model and uploading it to Lightless. Player sync and Snowcloak sync shells. This was mainly to prove a point about the inherent insecurity of public syncing. Sync shells and broadcast sync shells, the file is expected triggered antivirus and caused some amount of panic. Dude, what the fuck? This thing's actually called Fartsy? No shot. There's what is Fartsy? Both Sudarusu from Player Sync and Fartsy from Snowcloak contacted me about this. Asked if this could actually impose any danger. That's his fucking name, dude. Fartsy. He seems like he's got a good sense of humor. because Nova was one of the people involved, which I didn't, despite also being in the server this originated because I was asleep at the time, and whether this was malicious. They also said they had no interest in further drama and didn't want to deal with toxic people. Okay, is the file syncing dangerous? Okay, file, no. The file did not contain signature bytes of specific malware. Okay. The absolute worst you could do with sync files is to engineer them in a way that they crash the game, or maybe potentially the GPU drivers. But the latter would be very hard to do while still being able to sync the file. I have no clue. Okay, so has full access to your PC on the same user privilege level as you launch the game with. It is inherently dangerous and depends entirely on your trust in me and the people I extend my trust to. It is also open source and compiled via GitHub Actions, so anyone can verify the plugin contains a code from open source. So if I remember correctly, Floof praised Otter. Like, he gave him a shout out, right? So Otter's a cool guy. What does this have to do with Penumbra? Okay, who is Nova? Does anyone know who Nova is? Sorry, guys. I don't really know these people. A moderator part of the Penumbra team. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, multiple other people associated with Penumbra are also in that server. I've also gone on record to say that the action was absolutely stupid and should never have been done, which Nova also saw immediately after it happened and felt terrible about. She's really depressed about it. Hug her! Save her! And which Star Machine also agrees with. Does this mean Lightless is bad? Maybe. Your decision, Star Machine, to not act as a representative of Lightless, and the other people in Lightless also agree that this was fucking stupid. They still do not see a reason to overreact to this, since nothing bad actually happened or could have happened. I don't see a big difference to a moderator impersonating Dalamon devs or any of the other wonky stuff that happened since Mare got taken down, and don't think this is worth any drama. In my opinion, this was handled fully after my discussion with Sutsarusu and Fart. Dude, I can't even take this guy seriously. Fartsy, man. Fartsy. Dude, that's like if you're having a business meeting and a fucking guy shows up and his name's Mr. Mittens. Like, bro, I can't, like... Dude, I'm like too busy laughing on the inside. I'm too fucking immature. That's my problem. Agreed that we do not need any more drama, which at least Sutsarusu now somehow went back on, I guess. Okay. Is this like G-Shade drama? No, not at all. The code put into G-Shade was actively malicious and not inert. Also, it was put in by the creator of it, not by a user messing around. The only reason why this is noteworthy at all is because Star Machine is a moderator in Lightless and fucked up. Oh, and I guess the different forks are or see themselves as competition, which is kind of ridiculous to me. But he did not fuck up as a moderator of Lightless, but as a person, which he agrees with and apologizes for. The point he made also was not wrong. Public syncing is putting yourself in danger. Is this worth making a fuss about? In my opinion, that's a clear no. But apparently, what the fuck is this? Is this some weird date thing? Like year, month, V? Was this criminal? No. Even if you disregard the embedded code is entirely inert and cannot be executed without great manual effort. The embedded shell code would have tried to contact the server in the local network, noticed that it does not exist, and died without doing anything. Even on execution, nothing malicious. Okay, so the Star Machine guy wasn't even the creator of this. He was just a mod. So all in all, this person is just an idiot. Or they made a mistake. I just can't believe that he would post... I can't believe that he would put something in here. Like, why didn't he just tell people? It was 100% malicious and intentional to cause drama. Okay, well, if that's the case, then why don't they just fucking, like, I don't know, fire this guy or something? It was sus because Star made an alt Discord to upload the file to only other syncs. He didn't do it to Lightless. You think that this person was trying to... Yeah, like, get rid of the competition. He was unmodded and banned from the... Oh, okay. They spent several hours defending him before removing his mod status, then Backlash banned him. Damn.